Hey guys, first off, I just want to say thank you all so much for the love on my last video and my video before that, the why I stopped posting on TikTok video. I'm almost at 40 subs now. That is actually insane. Thank you all so much. Even if you're not subscribed and you just watch any of my content, I really appreciate it. Thank you. It means the world to me. Now that that's out of the way, let's get into the video. Today I'm going to be painting some dragon fruit. I'm going to be working with gouache, which is scary, I know. I'm actually working with gouache, watercolors, and colored pencils. The perfect trifecta. I've worked on 2 other pieces with this combo. First, I did a raspberry piece and then I painted some strawberries. As you can see with the raspberries, I really had no idea what I was doing, and the process that I used in that piece was just not the best. I think the layering could have been a lot better, but that's okay because it was my first time. Then with the strawberries, I feel like I know what I'm doing a bit more. And obviously with this piece, I hope I have improved since the strawberry piece. Also, I would just like to state, I am very inexperienced with these mediums, so please forgive me if my technique is not great. I am not a professional, I don't know what I'm doing, so any gouache or watercolor artists out there, please spare me. I am trying my best. Because this video is pretty long, I'm going to talk about what I was thinking while working on this, giving some tips, and just talking a little bit about my process. If you're new to gouache or watercolors, they can be pretty scary to start using, especially because the beginning stages of the process are really ugly most of the time. At least in my case, the beginning stages are always, they just look awful, and you'll see that later. You really have to trust the process and be patient. So that is my first and probably my biggest tip if you are going to work with them. The sketching phase went pretty smooth. My only complaint is that I didn't follow the reference as much as I would have liked. I still think it came out really well. I just wish it would have looked more like the reference. If you are familiar with any of my other drawings, you'll know that I mainly draw people, so this was very out of my comfort zone. The fruit themselves were a bit challenging to make look natural. The bright colors and the sharp edges of the leaves were both very fun, but also very difficult to get right. But we get there in the end. To sketch, I'm just using a red colored pencil. It's not a coal erase or anything, it's just a off-brand red colored pencil. That's why I started off the sketch really light, because erasing this, if I had done it any darker, would have been a pain. I decided to use a color pencil because I didn't want the graphite pencil to smudge, and I think that the red blends in more for a more natural and light feel. Before I start using the gouache, I'm going in with watercolors for my first base layer of color. I am using the Winsor & Newton palette. I got this palette a few years ago at a thrift store, which was an insane find. I was not that into art when I found this. I was just getting into it, but I am so glad that I found this and have kept it all these years. I'm not exactly sure what palette it is. I'm sure you'll be able to figure it out by like the little clip that I showed, but I'm going in with a light layer of pink. I'm pretty sure I mixed my own color for this. I used the deep pink in the palette with like a bright orange, just a little bit of the bright orange just to give it a bit more of a red hue. And here is me realizing that I forgot to tape down the paper before I started painting. Oh my. If you're painting on paper, I really recommend you tape it down with some washi tape before you start painting so the paper doesn't curl. Now I'm going over both of the fruits and even the leafy bits with a very, very light pink. I don't really know if this helps the colors in the end, but I like to think that it makes all the colors blend together really nicely. Then I do the stem, the stalk. I don't really know what it is. I go over it with a bright green. Oh, and also the little pokey outy bits on the dragon fruit. The green I'm using right now is kind of really obnoxious, but that's okay because I cover it up with the gouache. I'm using Himi gouache, of course, because Himi gouache it's amazing and the packaging is cute. It's a really good bang for your buck. So if you're wanting to experiment with gouache or, just use it, try it, whatever, I really recommend getting the Himi gouache. There are so many reviews of it on YouTube and everybody really likes it. I have not really seen a negative review about it. It's really good, especially for a beginner. The painting process is pretty straightforward. It gets more complex when I get to the colored pencil part, but this is really just laying down base colors because the colored pencils will do the heavy lifting in this piece. Right now I'm going in with a very, very light pink to bring the highlights back because I kind of covered those up with my base layer of pink that I did with the gouache. And then I just keep going back and forth, like making the highlights pop and then doing the dark tones or like the vibrancy of the fruit. I'm not really sure how to explain. This part is kind of my least favorite part because it looks really bad right now. Like, I think everybody here can agree that this looks really bad and it looks really patchy, but I don't know, it pulls together somehow. I don't know, it's magic. This is an unrelated side note, but I hope you guys like this angle. I'm not really sure which angle to record these kinds of videos from, so let me know in the comments if you want to see a specific angle. I think this is okay, but I'm not sure. Now we're moving on to my favorite part, which is also the most tedious part, the colored pencil section. I love using colored pencils. They really make this whole thing look 3,000 times better. And without them, this would look awful. I mean, I'm sure, actually, I know for a fact you can paint really nice, intricate, smooth looking things with gouache, but I am just not on that skill level, so I lean on these pencils heavy. Most of this is just going back and forth between the different colors, laying down a light base with one pencil, then blending it with another, and repeating that 3,000 times over. It is really tedious, and this took me actual days to complete, but I don't know, it's relaxing. I turn on some music, or I turn on like a video or podcast, and it's so relaxing. It's especially satisfying when I'm adding in like the darker colors. Like right now, I love this. And then later I go and I blend that out. It's like, this is one of the most rewarding parts of being an artist for me. It's just seeing things come together. It's so satisfying. Now I'm going in and adding some highlights with a white pencil. By the way, the pencils that I'm using are the Prismacolor Scholar pencils. I'm pretty sure those are different from the Premiers, if you know anything about Prismacolor. If you're looking for a good colored pencil to get, I highly recommend these. They're very good, especially for beginners. These were like my first like artist grade supply. I love these pencils so much. I've had them since like 8th grade. This little stem thing was honestly a big pain for me. I feel like I never really got it right in the end. It was a very intricate thing in the reference picture, and I didn't add there were like little torn bits. I'll put up a picture. I don't know how to describe it, but you see it. I didn't add that because I felt like it would look weird. I didn't know how to make that look like what it was supposed to be, if you get what I'm saying. Same process with this fruit that I did with the one below it. I think this one came out better than the first one, honestly. Something about this one just, I don't know, it looks so juicy in the end. I think maybe it's because I started taking my time a bit more and layering the pencils more and more. That's really the key with this strategy, is lots of layering and lots of light layers. So you'll do like one light layer and then you'll blend with another, and then another, and then another, and then you add your highlights, and then you add your shadows, and it really comes together. It really makes it pop. This little part is like one of my favorites, where I'm filling in this little part on the stem. It's so even and so nice. It came out so nice. I'm so happy with it. Editing me, it is day number 3 of this painting. Apologize for the lighting. Okay. Now it is time for the background. I'm using the Himi Gouache again. This is kind of rushed, I'm not gonna lie, because my phone was running out of storage when I was filming this part, and I was like really stressed about it, so I'm kind of trying to hurry so I can film as much of it as I can. But yeah, I'm sorry that I didn't get to film all of it. Next time I will really try hard to get the whole process, but I hope this is enough. I think it came out good. I really like this color, this nice sky blue. I think it's gorgeous, and it really makes the reddish pink of the dragon fruit pop. And don't worry about right up next to the fruit. I'm gonna go in with a tiny brush and get right up next to it so there's no like weird white space in between. We are now nearing the end of the video, and if you have made it this far, thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more of my videos, make sure you subscribe. If you like this video, give it a like and leave me a comment. I love reading your comments. It's literally my favorite thing in the world. Here's me peeling the washi tape off. It gets like cut off because my phone ran out of storage, but whatever. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a massive project, but I had a lot of fun with it. That's all. I will see you guys next time.